Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Carshénah with Films Productions, and if you're new, welcome to the show. We're so glad that you're here. And if you're old hat, you know what's going on. We're going to talk about horror. We've got some new horror picks for you this week, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to do something just a little bit different. We're going to be giving you at least a pick a week so that way you have something to look forward to for the coming weeks right here on the channel. We're going to do some of our new picks of horror on some of the streaming devices, whether it be free or for the paid subscription. So, like Netflix, Roku, Tubi, or even Peacock, even HBO. Now, let's go ahead and get with our Netflix pick, and that's going to be The Old Ways. So, buckle up while we go on this cultural ride. Our first Netflix pick is The Old Ways, done in 2020. Director Christopher Allender, stars Bridget Cali Canales, Andrea Cortez, and Julia Vera. The writer was Marcos Gabriel. The story surrounds Cristina, a journalist of Mexican origin, travels to her ancestral home in Veracruz to investigate a story of sorcery and healing. There, she is kidnapped by a group of locals who claim she's the devil incarnate. Streaming right now on Netflix. If you have a paid subscription, go ahead and check it out. If not, grab an account and you can follow along with us. So, The Old Ways has its jump scares, it's got its scary music, it's got the pretty girl, she does fall down. So, it's got all of those horror tropes that we are used to. However, with this film, The Old Ways, it does deal with a little bit more of your cultural horror, like those old wives' tales or those sort of rumors that you've heard from your grandma or from your aunt or someone older in the family that has seen it all. And so this deals with that type of horror. It is set in a little small remote town in Mexico. I am not going to give you any spoilers, so don't come at me. Don't come at me. I did the last time, but not this time. But anyway, so a quick synopsis. We have a young journalist. She goes into this very small town in Mexico and she's starting to see the life that she left as a young child. We find out later on the story is that she grew up in this town, or at least she knew things and people in this town, and she was taken away into the big city lights, of like an actual city, an actual town, far, far away in the United States. And therefore, she has lost some of her old ways. She has lost some of her culture, and she has lost some of the things that made her who she was. Now, when she takes this journalistic assignment, she finds it difficult where she has to be on top of her game. And unfortunately, it gets right into it where she is not on top of her game. And the one thing that I do like about this film is that it just goes off running straight ahead. There's no, film by, there's no the actors' names list, there's not a rolling credit screen, there's none of that. It literally has like little music, the old ways, and then boom, it's right into the story, which I like a lot. But then it also leads you down the rabbit hole of, well, who is in this film, because these actors are doing a good job, and who did direct this, the cinematography. So you start thinking, okay, is this somebody I know? Is there going to be some famous person coming in? I don't know who you are, but you did a good job. The cool thing about this horror film is that it goes straight into the whole entire film. I mean, it bypasses the list of credits. It bypasses, like, directed by, filmed by. It bypasses all of that stuff. You get your scary music, you get your, the title of it, and then boom, you're done. It's already starting into the film. And we love that. We love films that you can dive right into it. However, it doesn't leave any room for a buildup because it already starts out where the young journalist, she is, in this sort of old house, this old hut that's remote in this little town in Mexico. You don't have anything that can build up as to how she got there, why is she there, such and such and such. Well, we do find that out later on in the movie, and of course in a series of flashbacks, because hey, You don't know what's going on unless you have a flashback, right? Or a rolling montage. You'll find out what's going on. But with this film, we kind of actually like that. We like the little snippets here and there. We actually like for us to actually find those puzzle pieces to put them together because we don't know what's going on. However, we do see this bruja, this witch, this woman in the mountain, in the woods. And, she's got the face paint, she's got the blood on the lips, she's got the whole feather in the cap, the whole one eye willy. And she is your typical witchy woman in the mountain, in the woods. Someone that you really would conjure up in your mind if you were to think like of an old Native American or an old Asian, you know, witch doctor or somebody to that vein as you can think of. She fits that character description. However, she doesn't remember. She's having these bouts of memory loss. She really has lost her culture. She has lost herself. So when she does come upon this remote area that she was told not to go to, don't go in there. But as a willful child, you do. Don't touch the hot stove, but you do. Basically, she is now possessed with some type of demon, some type of spirit that has been in some of these mountainous regions for a long time. And the bruja, the old ways witch, she can tell what's exactly inside of her. This film takes you on a wild ride. You're looking into your history, or you're looking into your culture and your cultural horror sort of old wives' tales that you may have heard before. That doesn't really do too much in the way of jump scares, and it doesn't do in the way too much of, ooh, we're gonna build up to this horror film. This is the film for you. Now, don't get me wrong, it does have those elements, but not enough to make you, look around in the dark to see what's coming out of you. This is a very mild pick, but it is a good pick, and I think you should check it out as well. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm Carshénah with Verse Films Productions, and I hope that you will stick around with me for the next couple of weeks as we do a pick a week on these streaming services, and let's just see if you find something that you can watch. We are underway getting our horror comic ready, so we're so excited, and I'm so excited that you are going to follow with me on this journey. As some of you may know, we've already had an adventure comic called Skits the Sun Book 1, and now we're going to be embarking on a horror comic right here with Verse Films Productions, and we're so excited. So stay around, stick around, and stay tuned to find out more about that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and hit those notification bells so that way you can get notified whenever I do a new pick for the week for our horror channel. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you for sticking around with me, and I hope to see you for the next couple of weeks, a new horror pick each week. Thanks everyone, take care.